everything's covered in sand. You know, it's been so long since I've had a beach day. I mean, years. Last time I've been to a beach, I was 21. Last time I did anything like this, I was like 17. Of course, I knew the last thing Ellen DeGeneres probably wanted was a random girl's journal entries. Luckily, luckily, I never actually sent any in, but I still like addressing all the entries to her. So I continued to do that until I stopped writing in them altogether. I open another shoebox and find more of them. I sort through them until I grab the one from when I was 15 years old. I flip it open, searching for the day I met Atlas. There was much that happened in my life worth, worth writing about before he entered it. But somehow I filled 6 journals full before he ever came into the picture. I swore I'd never read these again, but with the passing of my father, I've been thinking about my childhood a lot. Maybe if I read through these journals, I'll somehow find a little strength for forgiveness. Although I feel I'm running the risk of building up even more resistance, I lie back on the couch and begin reading. Dear Ellen, before I tell you what happened today, I have a really good idea for a new segment on your show. It's called Ellen at Home. I think lots of people would like to see you outside of work. I always wonder what you're like at your home when it's just you and Putta and the cameras ain't around. Maybe the producers can give her a camera and sometimes she can just sneak up on you and film you doing normal things like watching TV or cooking or gardening. She could film you for a few seconds without you knowing, and then she could scream, "Ellen at home," and scare you. It's only fair since you love pranks. Okay, now that I told you that, I keep meaning to and have been forgetting. I'll tell you about my day yesterday. It was interesting, probably my most interesting day to write about yet. If you don't count the day Abigail Ivory slapped Mr. Carson for looking at her. Cleavage. You remember a while back when I told you about Mrs. Bolson who lived behind us? She lied and she died the night of that big snowstorm. My dad said she owed so much in taxes that her daughter wasn't able to take ownership of the house, which is fine by her, I'm sure, because the house was starting to fall apart anyway. It probably would have been more of a burden than anything. The house has been empty since Miss Bolson died, which had been about 2 years. I knew it's been empty because my bedroom window looks out over the backyard, and there hasn't been a single soul that goes in or out of that house since I can remember. Until last night, I saw in bed shuffling cards. I knew that sounds weird, but it's just something I do. I don't even know how to play cards. But when my parents get into fights, shuffling cards just calms me down. Sometimes, and gives me something to focus on. Anyways, it was dark outside, so I noticed the light right away. It wasn't bright, but it was coming from that old house. It looked more like candlelight than anything. So I went to the back porch and found Dad's bu- binoculars. I tried to see what was going on over there, but I couldn't see anything. It was way too dark. Then after a little while, the light went out. This morning when I was getting ready for school, I saw something moving behind the house. I crouched down at my bedroom window and saw someone sneaking out the back door. It was a guy and he had a backpack. He looked around like he was making sure no one saw him, and then he walked between